Let's go ahead and get them started in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. On the left side, it is Dillan, kind of a member of a shrinking population of people still good enough at tapping to make it into the gold bracket at CTWC. So Dillan qualified in with a seed number into seed number 46 with a 1.13 million average of 3 games played over the course of a 90-minute qualifying period. Dillan has a overall PB, or an overall PB, 1.4. I can say an, right? I know my articles. Has an overall PB of 1.4 million. Dillan has won a challenger circuit. That was back in December of 2022. Played in Mega Masters last year. And also qualied in 2023, but had to withdraw, unfortunately. So this will be Dillan's second appearance in Mega Masters. And Dillan has played in the top 16 in CTWC Gold Bracket in 2022 and 2024. And went out to various WPL events in 2022, but Dillan, kind of makes himself scarce, not playing every single month all the time in every event anymore, but always happy to see Dillan back in the fold. I think I first became aware of Dillan in Harry Hong's chat, all right? That's when you had to call him Answer. You had to say Answer. And Answer is doing this, but now I can say Dillan. So 151 for Dillan, 107 for AvGeek, and on the right side, it is AvGeek. Qualified into seed number 51 with a 1.1 million average of 3. Has an overall PB of 1.344 million. Has won a hopeful circuit. That was back in July of 2024. And just last month, in fact, just a few days ago, was second in our DAS Masters for March 2025. Made it to the finals against Dog, but of course we do have the Artiaga rule, which decrees that no player other than Dog or Andy are allowed to win that tournament. So in virtue of that, AvGeek finished second. A great achievement, though. AvGeek was top 4 in CTWC Silver Bracket in 2024, also 7th in the Jonas Cup in 2024, top 16 in 2023, and I believe in 2022 as well in that silver bracket. 290 for Dillan, 248 for AvGeek. Oh, 314 for Dillan. Doc Pie loves it. Are you here, Doc Pie? Oh, I thought I saw you here earlier. 294 for AvGeek, 337 for Dillan. Yeah, Poyo talking about Dillan's run in 2024 CTWC. Worth looking up. I believe all their VODs are up and all that. Fractal is rating party of 48. Thank you, Fractal, for the raid. Fractal will be playing later in the month in the Sky bracket. He was a top 16 qualifier and so gets to skip these early rounds. Unfortunately, these two did not finish in the top 16 and are forced to play. Vandy is forcing them to play Tetris. What a merciless dictator. 354 for AvGeek, 477 for Dillan. AvGeek gets the Tetris. And another one. We're just about tied in lines, and Dillan up by 77,000 points. It's about 3.5 Tetrises. Tetris is being worth 22,800. Psycho the Unsane says, level 19 always breaks me in NES Tetris. Most lines I've ever gotten was like 76 lines on a 19th start. I mean, it's a start. That's a start. Keep grinding. 527 Dylan, 406 for AvGeek. $573 for Dylan. 5 lines to go until 19, so pretty good pace. All right, there's the Tetris Dillan. 1 line to go. Just click off the stream at the wrong time. Did you say Fractal is going to play in the sky? Yes. Fractal is going to play in the sky. 448 for AvGeek into 19, so a big lead for Dylan as we enter level 19, where the speed has increased by 50% over that speed on 18. On 18, the pieces drop 1 row every 3 frames, and on 19, it's 1 row every 2 frames. $680 for Dylan, $529 for AvGeek. AvGeek had quite a run in Deathmatch last month. Had to play all, 6 rounds, 7 rounds, whatever, starting off in round 1. A lot of the players who end up in the finals, are getting at least a 1-round bye, if not a 2-round bye. But AvGeek started all the way in round 1 and defeated a murderer's row of Tetris talent to get to those finals. So pretty impressive. $594 for AvGeek, $799 for Dylan. Tetris AvGeek, 651, $828 for Dylan. He's going to clear away that little weird piece there that he had kind of covering everything. Easy enough. S flat there for Dylan. Dylan's sticking with tapping, Somebody's, see, if we had Community Chronicles, we could, Tugi would get on there and say, Dylan, why are you sticking with tapping? $927 for Dylan. Gonzi with the Prime sub says, Vandy, what's your best score on Transition Trainer? 500K. So if I start out with a 500K on Transition Trainer, like on 19, yeah, I have like 3 or 4 maxes from a 19 start on Transition Trainer. So I just got to put it together. Max out, speaking of, Dylan's got one. He's on 27. $825 for AvGeek. There's a Tetris AvGeek, $858. So players basically keeping pace with one another since that 19 transition. And now we're just a few lines away from that level 29 transition at 230 lines. The speed of these pieces, that's going to double. Tetris AvGeek, 933. All right, Dylan is in at B87. Remember, Dylan is tapping. AvGeek is rolling. So this big lead here for Dylan is, going to be pretty consequential here. We'll see what he can do. All right, getting these triples. C15 for Dylan. He's got about a 200,000 point lead. He is ahead by about 7 lines, and that will be a factor if we, approach the level 39 super kill screen, the virtually unplayable screen we've implemented to keep these games short. Okay, AvGeek. I'm going to build out. I'm just trying to bring this down. Dylan at C40. A45. C means 1.2 million. A means 1 million. And AvGeek's board starting to get a little complicated. Dylan's left side is going to be a problem, and tap not going to reach that. So there is a chase down target. If AvGeek can get out of this, it's C46. So we will see if AvGeek can get there, but this board is the trajectory is going up, and yeah, there it is. So Dylan gonna take game number 1. Count him down. Game 2, 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Okay, we are underway in game number 2. All right, AvGeek piling pieces high over on the left, but gets a long bar down to the right side. And another one to get it, Tetris. 91,960 for AvGeek. 96,900 for Dylan. Yeah, there were only a couple of tappers making it into the gold bracket last year at CTWC. The one year I didn't go. Although this year might be another year that I don't go. But I think, what, wasn't Coster? Was Coster another one? And Dylan played Coster, right, in round 1? Is that, am I remembering that right? 189 for AvGeek, 213 for Dylan. Oh, and top 32? Got it. Tetris AvGeek 237 and 237 for Dylan. So just about the same score. Dylan's been slightly more efficient. Jazzy Josh over on Twitch. Are you usually on YouTube? Tetris for Dylan, 288, 306 for AvGeek. All right, I think we're getting a little, I think long bars have been a little hard to come by the last, I don't know, 10 or 20 lines or so. So board's piling high, but it's starting to come down. The long bars are coming. Oh, you were on both YouTube and Twitch. Got it. All right. See you, Josh. Take care. 381 AvGeek, 361 for Dylan. Random stuff of me, LOL says, hi, it's me, the two platforms guy. Oh, wow. Oh, I'm really coming to enjoy the the updates from the life of random stuff of me, LOL, on Twitch. $473 for AvGeek through 101 lines. $453 for Dylan. So Dylan back by about 3 lines and about a Tetris's worth of lines, something like that. So virtual dead heat. Has anyone won a DAS and Masters event in the same month before? No, because Andy is the one who has mostly won them. And the month that Dog won, that was August of 2024. That was right during the the reign of well, no, that was Sidnev, wasn't that? Was that Sidnev's month, August? And then Dog just won Das Masters for March, but that that was Alex T. He had a shot though. He had a chance. He could have. 589 for AvGeek, 554 for Dillan. And of course, you know, the whole time during Andy's reign in Das Masters, he has not been playing, for the most part, the open tournaments. Okay, AvGeek with kind of a high transition on 19. 599, good score, but a little bit concerning stack here. Going to uncover that right side. He's got some burns, taking it down. Okay, back down to safety and a Tetris. 631 for AvGeek. Taking another Tetris here, getting set up. 657, 624 for Dillan. Tetris Dillan, 678, 685 for AvGeek. Excuse me. Remember, we do have one more match after this one. The winner of this match will take on Sodium. Tetris AvGeek, both players with really good flat boards here. Dillan forced into a Tetris before getting that, forced into a triple before getting that Tetris. 741 for Dillan. Okay, Tetris AvGeek 776. I mean, these folks are super close. It's a virtual dead heat. What does it mean when you said Dillan is a slapper? You mean a tapper? A hyper tapper, the dominant play style before rolling took over. It's basically jitter clicking. Rapid vibrations of the arm or hand or whatever, as opposed to that rolling motion that is now the dominant play style. 963 for AvGeek, 925 for Dillan. So good, healthy tournament paces for these two. Does not seem like a round one match with these scores. Tetris for Dillan, who's got a good clean board. AvGeek still in cleanup mode. And this may allow Dillan to get out to a lead. Dillan is the first one to get the max out. A27. Oh, I think Dillan misses with that Z piece to the left. So this is going to be tough. And Dillan going to top out at A32. So there is a target for AvGeek. A33. One Tetris won't do it, but a Tetris and, you know, more will do it. So A33, that is the target. And a long bar gets over. AvGeek going to take this one into 29. And we are tied up. A virtual best of three between Dillan and AvGeek. Let's go. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Thanks for the super chat, Kip Duran. Appreciate that. He DJ'd. Yes, he did. Flexstyle was the DJ at the Friday event, which we could no longer do the Friday event at because we had to be there on Friday at the location because they decided to open on Friday and we were required to be there. So can only extend it for so long. We can't have like a Thursday event and then 3 Friday days and da-da-da. Yeah, I have to resurrect the Lone Star event in the way that I want it to be. Unfortunately, it was just not going to be able to be done in a way that I think would have been good due to some of the new requirements and requests of the festival. This brings up a second question. Can Flex play Tetris? I don't think so. I mean, everyone can play Tetris, but I don't think so. Flex Style is busy, all right? He's making great music. He's doing his thing. Flex Style should make a CTM collection with all the songs in the CTM playlist and sell it as a collab. I would love something like that. I mean, but the fact is, I mean, Flex Style is a musician as a career, and unfortunately, I think some of the stuff that we could do probably, you know, he's got to be careful about where he invests his time, you know, as a professional. So it's probably something that we are so small that it really wouldn't be something that he could kind of make happen reasonably. That's my guess. I floated stuff like that in the past, and then when I see the numbers of what it would take to make it work, I'm like, yeah, there's no way, unfortunately, we can do it, you know? But I don't know. It's been a couple years now, so maybe we can revisit that. $240 for AvGeek, $304 for Dillan. Oh, yeah, well, once we get to 10,000 followers, then, of course, everything turns around immediately. Tetris AvGeek 264, 327 for Dillan. All right, I'm going to raid, from now on, I'm going to raid people outside the Tetris community and adjacent communities until we get to 10,000. And that way, we'll have like brand new people and not just like Stolen Short Sword and Poyo all, you know, every time. Right? Bring in some new people. Kept around with a €5 super chat. I'll give away a CTM t-shirt if Vandy does a Nestris stream after this. Well, I don't know. I'm pretty washed. I'll if I've got the energy to do it, but I got to admit I could use an evening off. So we'll see. Maybe I will. 421 for Dillan. 343 for AvGeek. CTM follower max out when? Yeah, let's get to 1 million, guys. Why are we're so concerned about 10,000? Well, let's get to 1 million. You know, let's think big. You know, these raids of other communities and other streamers that are kind of a little bit outside, they do work, you know, they do. I've seen those people come back into the stream, and I don't know, if they get an interest in it, then presumably some of their followers would too. 514 for Dillan, 398 for AvGeek. Then again, you know, I do love raiding Coverdales and Tetris Wars every time. You know, it's good. It's fine. They're good. They're good people. $543 for Dillan. Eric was at Montreal. $492 for AvGeek, $588 for Dillan. But Eric is largely retired and just wants to focus on more behind-the-scenes stuff in the community now. $634 for Dillan. I mean, this is pace and a half. All right, Dillan gets the tuck of the OP. 634. There's a Tetris 658 level 19 transition for Dillan. AvGeek gonna transition it at 562, which is a very healthy transition score, but that 600k transition for a tapper is a very shiny number. Oh, Lex Diskia, I didn't know you had non-Tetris peeps. 714 for Dillan. 601 for AvGeek. There's a Tetris AvGeek 628. Oh, that's like Doc Pie times 2. Okay, AvGeek waiting out the long bar. And Tetris AvGeek 657. Dillan ahead by about 120,000 points. The lines are pretty close. Dillan with the slightly higher PB, but is a tapper. AvGeek with a slightly lower PB, but is a roller. So an interesting dynamic as we, get to and through level 29. Okay, Dillan gets a long bar over to the right side after uncovering that well. 865 for Dillan, 700 for AvGeek. All right, Dillan in free fall here, trying to eke out whatever points he can. That's going to be a top out, 868. Chasedown target of 869 for AvGeek. If she can get there, she can take the 2-1 lead. She's got a lot of time here. 150,000 points. Tetris is on 25. Worth what? 31. Is it what? 32 something? I don't know. Something. All right, AvGeek with a clean board now. All right, taking some skims here, bringing it down, getting back down to safety. And getting a little droughted here. Oh, there's a nice J piece. And there's a bar, gets in, 771. That square doesn't get all the way. So AV's going to have to work this down. And just probably look to try to take a good board into 29 now. Oh no, that T piece is going to be okay. There's a dirty, I think 825. So one line away. There's the line clear, and we'll see what AvGeek can do. Oh no, there's going to be a top out. So an attempt was made, a good attempt, but Dillan was able to get. I mean, this is really kind of the strategy, I think, for Dillan, where you expect the roller to be able to play maybe a little bit deeper into 29. In 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Yeah, I've been kind of liking this blue color, to be honest. Now that last year the blue color was so dark, and then the purple color was like way darker. I lightened them up a little bit. And now I'm like digging this blue color. Like this could be the canonical blue for the blue bracket. It would still be a little dark though, but I don't know. I'm kind of digging it. Yeah, it definitely looks good on the placing, but on the bracket, it's a little dark. 137 for Dillan. 43,000 for AvGeek as we get underway in game number 4. This is one of the closer matches in round 1 with the 46 and the 51 seed. A lot of the matches in that round 1 pretty disparate, although not as disparate as they would be if this were a non-flat bracket. You know, otherwise we would have something like, you know, number 1 versus 64. No, this is a way not to have that. All right, Dillan, okay, gets a long bar really at the almost last possible moment. $211 for Dillan, $116 for AvGeek. What is a devil's nap? What does that mean? I haven't heard that. All right, AvGeek gonna knock the stack down and take a Tetris 147. It's when you take a nap at like 6:30. Oh yeah, I do that all the time. Like I take a little after dinner nap and then stay up till like 2 in the morning. My sleep has always been a mess. Except when I take these sleep gummies from Goop. I buy them from Gwyneth Paltrow, believe it or not. And they work, and they're great. I think the lady's kind of a grifter with lots of silly things, but these things work. Got to admit. 204 for AvGeek. 359 for Dillan. One of the keto YouTubers I watch has just started shilling for this something called, what is it called? Beam, which is it's like a hot chocolate with like melatonin and L-theanine and magnesium and stuff. And all that stuff is legit for sleep. I might try it out. At least I won't have to buy stuff from Gwyneth Paltrow. 406 for Dillan, 275 for AvGeek. All right, Tetris Dillan, 474, 301 for AvGeek. Vandy, other than Laser Monkey, is a speed cuber and a Tetris player. Is there other players who does competitive on both? Oh yeah, definitely, for sure. Doc Pie is in the chat. Talk to Doc Pie. And they run like this classic Tetris cubers Discord. 506 for Dillan. There's a good amount of overlap. Yeah, maybe Doc Pie can follow up with you with the Discord link privately. $555 for Dillan, $427 for AvGeek. Entry into 19. Dillan is one line away from 19. Little adjust there for that T piece to make room for the L on the left. And 601, another 600K transition for Dillan. And man, pacing hard this match, and it's been kind of working out because, you know, as a tapper, you can get out to this lead and then just force chase downs, which is hard. You know, chase downs are hard. I don't care who you are. It is not easy to chase someone down, really, at any level. 704 for Dillan, 558 for AvGeek. Vance, Dillan is tapping. Okay, Tetris AvGeek 593, 711 for Dillan. See what he's gonna do here. He's gonna take that triple and gets a Tetris 751. So about 130,000 point lead for Dillan. Oh, early shift for Dillan while he waits for this long bar. And he needs a bar to get over, and it just comes right at the last moment, and he can't get it over. 755 is the target for AvGeek. 755, so 2 Tetrises would do it, but she doesn't need even that. I mean, she can take her time. Okay, gonna take that triple square, no good place for it, so it's plopping on over there. All right, just kind of singling and doubling this away. There's a nice easy triple. AvGeek is set up for a Tetris. Long bar gets in, and that will do it. AvGeek gonna take game number 4 and force a decider. Oh, and we have a tantalizing target for this decider right here. Dillan. There we go. Dillan. Someone asking on YouTube, is AV of AvGeek the AV I think? Aviation. It's really like, it stands for aviation. AvGeek is a pilot in training. The V is not capitalized, and really, I think the expectation was like, oh, AvGeek or what, AvGeek or something, but I think everyone just said AvGeek. You didn't know about the aviation connection. It just kind of stuck, and there it is. Average eek. Oh, it could be average eek. All right, AV going for the mullen here. Avalanche Geek, yes. AvGeek is a huge fan of avalanches. All right, there is the Tetris. AV getting some combination 29 reps in there, and yeah, good game for AvGeek. Both players are ready. What was once a best of 5 is now a best of 1. The winner will move on to round 2 to face Sodium Overdose in 3-2-1 Tetris. Yeah, I think I'm probably not going to do Nestris.org stream tonight. Want to wake up early tomorrow. I got a little bit of prep for the weekend streams to do. And plus, I want to launch qualifying, at least for DAS Masters for May. I'm not 100% sure what I want to do for May, whether to just do a standard Masters month because, you know, CTWC is coming up, or maybe do something else. Not exactly sure. Yeah, there's a lot of D players who have been in D-siders this month. True. We get Mullen Masters? What is Mullen Masters? $136 for Dillan, $118 for AvGeek. All right, Tetris Dillan, 161. AV with a covered well, gets uncovered now. Column 3. Long bar gets in for the Tetris. Classic Tetris Mullen. All right. Well, you've all given me a really good idea of what it actually means. what would a classic Tetris Mullen be? What would the format be? Does everyone Mullins? But they do that anyway. What if only points, what if the 7th place digit didn't count? And so if you top out at 989,000 and you are already ahead, then you have to get another million points. Like you have to I don't know, you have to get another million to chase these down. I don't know. I'm not sure how that would work. If you top out at 1.1 million and your opponent tops out at 900,000, you lose. Vandy doesn't know about my war on the last 3 digits. I mean, I never say them. I mean, they're only relevant, in close games. But there's something to be said for not even having the last digits and saying, well, you have to beat someone by a full 1,000, otherwise it's a tie or something. But that would result in ties or something. I don't know. I thought about that in the past. What if those last 3 digits just didn't count? So if someone topped out with 444,000, you would have to get to 445,000. Kip Duran with the €5 super chat says, classic Tetris Mullen would obviously be everyone has to play Ben Mullen, and your highest score against his gets submitted. Yeah, just all 32 players play against him. And if you win, you advance, and if you don't, you don't, and we keep going until, well, eventually, he would perish. And then eventually, just Dog and Alex T and Fractal would be left, and Meme and whatever, and he would never win. $458 AvGeek, $538 for Dillan. Yeah, please do stay tuned for the next match. The winner of this versus Sodium. Dillan right now, 585, 508 for AvGeek. AV is going to take that triple on the left side, uncovers the right side. Okay, we're just 4 lines away from 19. Dillan with another 600K transition. 638 now after a Tetris. Oh, Dylan really putting on a showcase here for tappers. Like, hey, tap's kind of viable. At least until 19. 688 for Dylan, 547 for AvGeek. Longbar gets over AvGeek, 573. All right, AV uncovering the right side. Try to bring this down. Make this board dealable with. Okay. All right, that's a good L piece for the right side. Kip, €5 super chat, thank you, says, now you misunderstand. Everyone plays Ben. Their highest score against him is the competition. It'll just be a month of Ben getting wrecked. Oh, poor Ben. What has he done to you? 597 for AvGeek, 800 for Dylan. So Dylan has just been on automatic. About a 231,000 point lead. Tetris for Dylan, 860. Fractal's seventh roommate with the 13.99 super chat says, play while drinking mulled wine. You're lucky there was a super chat attached to that, because that is like the worst pun ever. And I don't know that I would have read it otherwise, but there you go. Thank you, Fractal's seventh roommate. 984 for Dylan on 25. 738 for AvGeek. Tetris for AV. Not 769. The lines are basically tied. Kip with the €2 super chat says, literally everyone loves Ben Mullen. Yeah, I mean, I don't know a single person who can say anything bad about him. Thanks, Kip. Dylan's got the max out. He's on 26. He's now into 27. 839 for AvGeek. Oh, no, that is going to be cut off for AvGeek. And Dylan will advance to round 2 and take on Sodium Overdose. GG's AvGeek. I mean, you really ran into a buzzsaw. I mean, Dylan, just with these 600K transitions, just utterly crazy. And really, putting his opponent, back against the wall. That is tough to play against. I don't care who you are. Burned yourself out playing Nestris.org earlier. It makes sense. All right. We'll watch Dylan mulling it out here. He's on level 30 with a B30. Got a PB of 1.4 million. See what he can get here with tapping. Oh my God, look at these moves. These moves are very tap aware. Oh. On an early tap load there. And there you go, a B56, 1.156 million for Dylan. And we'll give that man his 3. There it is. You got a 3 right next to your name. Let's go ahead and get these two started in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Okay, SJTOLZT. Oh my God, we got trolled again. Are you serious? We needed the bar for that. All right, on the left side, it is Sodium. Qualified into seed number 19 with an average of his best 3 games played over a 90-minute qualifier of 1.33 million. Has got an overall PB of 2.10. That would be good for about 41st place on the PB ranking. Sodium also ranked in the most recent Premier poll at number 17. So the number 17th highest rated player, according to a poll of broadcasters and Tetris journalists. There's a lot of serious Tetris journalism happening. And yeah, so that is Sodium, seed number 19. He is a former Challenger Circuit winner, also won the Boston Regional in 2024. Has been in the Masters event semis 3 times. That was all during 2020 and 2021. Was a top 16 finisher in CTWC last year. Went out to Alex, who was the winner of that event. Was top 16 in 2021. Went out to Huff, who was a finalist, and went out top 16 in 2020, and went out to Andy, who was a finalist. So it takes a special kind of person to knock Sodium out of a tournament. He's also second in the Dallas event last year, 4th in Montreal last year as well. That is Sodium Overdose on the right side. Seed number 46 with a 1.13 million qualifier, overall PB of 1.4 million. Also a Challenger Circuit winner. That was back in December of 2022. Played in Mega Masters last year. And was also top 16 in multiple years in CTWC. That was in 2022 and 2024. And Dillan also played in various WPL live events back during their heyday in 2022. And those were live events like in Ohio. And I'm not sure if you made it out to wasn't there one in California as well? Not sure if you made it out to that. 367 for Dillan, 346 for Sodium. They are close in lines and score. They are not close in terms of how weird their boards are looking right now. Although they're catching up to each other. All right, long bar goes into column 10 for Sodium. Just to clean this up, he actually could set up here pretty neatly for a column 8 Tetris, which he is going to set up for. And gets the bar, gets the Tetris, 380 for Sodium. Now he can move that well back over where it belongs and get another Tetris, 403. 398 here for Dillan. Dillan had a monster of a first match against AvGeek in this broadcast. Multiple 600K level 19 transitions as a tapper. Dillan is kind of one of the holdouts for tapping. He's able to be very competitive as a tapper. You can go watch Dillan's run in CTWC 2024. It's one of the few tappers to make it into the gold bracket. And had a thrilling match, so I'm not going to spoil it for you. You go watch it. 473 for Dillan, 472 for Sodium. Tetris, Sodium 499 and 497 for Dillan. Now, according to Liquipedia, these two players have not played against each other before, but sometimes it's hard to say. They don't necessarily have every single thing on there. It's, it's got a lot, but it doesn't have everything. I'm not sure if they've played against each other before, but nothing coming up in Liquipedia. Do I dare go in the match database and found out, oh yeah, they played a best of 73 on Eat My Elo back in, 2019. Okay. And it appears, in match database, they have not played against each other. I think someone was looking that up just as I was looking it up. And another 600K transition for Dillan, but this time he's up against a better 600K transition. So right now, 621 for Dillan, 641 for Sodium. Okay, 700 for Sodium. Tetris for Dillan, 684. Sodium with the real-time lead. Also has lines in hand right now by about 17,000. Tetris for Dillan. Kind of takes that lead back. Sodium takes it back. So they're going to flip-flop on the real-time lead until one of them has a major episode occur. We'll see what happens. Oh, Dillan going to cover that well just as the bar was coming. And, oh, I'm not sure if that was an adjustment or an early shift, but it's going to kind of work out for Dillan because he had a great place to put that bar. 775 for Dillan, 844 for Sodium. So Sodium able to get out to a little bit of a lead with that slowdown from Dillan. Yeah, that did look like an oopsie indeed. 809 for Dillan, 873 for Sodium here in game one. Of course, Sodium probably rolling, not sure. You know, sometimes certain players, they'll tap in the early rounds and roll. I got to imagine if you got roll here on 19, you're going to use it in Mega Masters. But I don't know. I'm not exactly sure what every player is up to all the time. Sodium with the max out on 25. 910 for Dillan. Not a bad pace, but Sodium really cruising right now. There's a Tetris Dillan, 945. Tetris Dillan, 977. A35 for Sodium. Oh, Sodium here with a little Z problem. Trying to take care of that. All right, that's going to go easy. Forced into a triple here. A57. And Tetris here, Sodium, A92. There's one for Dillan. Both players are on level 28. Dillan a few lines ahead. And we'll see what Dillan's plan here. I mean, he certainly wants to get this one last Tetris, which you will at A99. It's very close. Both players with 1.1s. Sodium B39 gets a Tetris into 29. So it is super close here. See what Dillan's going to be able to do with tapping. Just going to take that triple. J is not going to get all the way to the left, so Dillan's going to have to work that away. And oh no, that left side is going to be really tough for Dillan. That's going to be a top out for Dillan at B28. And Sodium is already good on level 30 with a B89 and now more. So another great game from Dillan. Okay, two ready players. Game number 2 in 3, 2, 1 Tetris. All right, players have got their initial couple of Tetrises. So we get underway in game number 2. Remember, this is a best of 5. The first player to 3 next to their names, that player is the winner. And it's going to be that way all the way until the end. So the finals match will certainly be best of 7. I haven't decided if the third place match should be best of 7. It's like, oh, you just lost the tournament and have no chance at winning. Now you must play 7 games. Tetris for Dylan, 138, 118 for Sodium. That's right. If I accidentally put a 3 next to your name, you are the winner. That's it. It's not about Tetris. It's about that magical golden 3. Well, I guess it's not golden, but it should be. Shouldn't it be golden? Shouldn't I make that 3 like a special color? Which says you've won, like a golden 3. $187 for Sodium. 186 for Dylan. Dylan with kind of the Galumba stack there. Just trying to get tucks in from both sides. That's a dirty Tetris, Dylan. And chuck a long bar in there. This is going to help him bring this down. Oh, now I got to make a golden 3 or a golden 5. Oh, man. Guys just keep adding work to my plate here. 302 for Sodium, 261 for Dylan. They want a long bar hole in the middle of the board. It's going to fill in that hole with the long bar that comes in. He gets another one for the Tetris, so no big deal. Oh, and imagine. See, this is how you know Dylan's responsible. He's going to, like, take the... not set up a Vitz, right? He's just going to take the solo burn there. I have to do it before King steals, making everything gold. Yeah, true. What's the most time-consuming CTM-related task I do? You always have a lot of questions about my workflows, and I'm afraid you're going to be disappointed because I'm sure you're a lot smarter at working than I am. I always do things the stupid person way, but yeah, I mean, mostly it's the preparation with the stats and their player histories and scores and all that, and then, you know, just making the name placards, because this is all a graphic where it says Seed 19 USA PB 210. That's not text in OBS. That is a graphic. It just makes it easier to hide and unhide it all in one fell swoop. And on some level, it would be easier to make it OBS text because then I could just make text files, but I've landed on making it graphics, so. And then the other time-consuming task is literally just like streaming the tournament. But that is a joy, you know? 470 for Dylan, 489 for Sodium. Oh, Dylan setting up the Vitz and the 5 and below. So it's a delayed Vitz for Dylan. There's a long bar for the Vitz and the long bar for the Tetris and another one for good measure. So Dylan in pretty good shape now, 562, 15 lines away from level 19, and another 600K transition possible for Dylan. Sodium's already got that 600K at 118 lines. Yeah, scheduling is the most frustrating part. And so I don't do it. And I'm pretty sure it's why, you know, it's probably if I give someone scheduling, they're almost guaranteed to, like, yeah, I'm taking a step back, guys, after like 3 or 4 months. It's just that frustrating. So multiple, again, with these 600K transitions for these players. And again, Dillan gets one, but faces a higher one. Oh, Chiller, you know what I'm saying. So crazy, crazy transition scores. Oh, another 5 below for Dillan. And a Tetris 714. There's one for Sodium. You're thinking the graphics could be automated in some way? Yeah, if I were, you know. If instead I had done computer science instead of philosophy, that fateful choice in 1995, maybe I would have automated generation of these graphics. Oh, I did miss it. You'll have to clip it. 825 for Dillan. Okay, the Sodium's board was starting to climb a little bit, but now it's back on the way down. Oh no. Sodium with that long bar. Now fighting here. This is giving Dillan a potential chance to come back, but board not great for Dillan right now. Sodium really fighting, and the board now climbing back up. Let's see what he can do. Dillan's board going down. Sodium's board going down. Okay, looks like both players down stacking here, surviving. Kind of a medium-high scare for both of them. Long bar gets over for Dillan, 901. Sodium not quite out of the woods yet, just looking for a well-timed bar to knock this stack back down. And yeah, we're getting droughted again. Long bar gets over for Sodium. Dillan with a little cover. It's not a Tetris well, but there's a good channel there for a long bar. Sodium back in the lead now. 965. A couple of long bars here for Dillan. He's going to get a Tetris. 961. 4 lines away for Dillan. Dillan's got a good board. Sodium, not quite. And he's going to transition a little awkwardly here into 29. But, you know, you can see there's a path for getting out of this fairly quickly. And, yeah, he's able to get through it and downstack that. Dillan now waiting on a bar. The bar just not coming. That's going to be a top out for Dillan at 964. And another great game there for Dillan, but not enough to overtake Sodium. He briefly got back into the lead. But Sodium at a notch game number 2. In 3, 2, 1, Tetris. No. Sodium doesn't listen to the commentary, so he's confused. All right. Okay, he's got it. He figured it out. He's got it. I hit the wrong button. That's fine. We got it figured out. We're playing the right seed. We're happy. Oh, all numeric seeds are cursed? Yeah, true. Oh, Sodium gonna miss that S-spin down that deep channel. And this one's got a number of long bars, I will say. There's a dirty for Sodium, 93,000. There's one for Dillan, 74. Big Tetris for Dillan, 120, 141 for Sodium. Remember, we've got two broadcasts tomorrow, one at 2 p.m. Texas time, that's 1900 UTC. That's going to be the purple bracket, Tetris Time, Tegamek, and Doc Pi. And then after that, at 4 p.m. Central Time, which, let's see, 4 plus 12 is 16 plus 5 is 2100 UTC. That's going to be the rest of the early Tawny rounds. That'll be Bisbee versus Timmy Kim. And I don't know if Cobra's around. Cobra, if you're around, you're probably not watching, but if you're around and want to play the winner, let's do it. $300 for Sodium, $240 for Dillan. All right, Tetris Dillan, 286. Sodium, goofy looking board here. He doesn't seem to be all that bothered by it. Tell you one thing, I am not staying up late tonight. I am going to bed right after this. I'm gonna take my Gwyneth Paltrow gummy, and I'm gonna go and have a good sleep. $352 for Sodium, 357 for Dillan now. Kip Duran with the €2 super chat says, Tawny makes me think of Tawny Katane, of course. Yes. One of those, just a celebrity of the 80s and early 90s. You don't need to know who that is. Sodium, 491, 428 for Dillan. All right, Dillan's board getting up a little bit high there, forced into a triple, and gets it. All right, another triple. Dillan sucking that tee, just trying to keep that well open for when that long bar eventually comes. It's going to come eventually, right? S. Silver says, is this live? No, this is not live. This has all been pre-recorded, including comms. 538 for Dillan, 587 for Sodium. $11 followers to go. We had another one, Justin W. Another 610 here for Sodium. Dillan with a pretty healthy transition too. He's at 587 on 19. But Sodium with the 657 transition. All right, Sodium not even going to bother with that T-spin. He's just going to take that as a single burn. Oh, wants to know, how do you skip to the end? I can spoil it for you. Dillan wins a reverse sweep, so. All right, 622 for Dillan. There is a Tetris for Dillan, 649. Okay, Tetris for Dillan, 705. 769 for Sodium. Another Tetris for him, 797. All right, the long bar gets over to fill out the left side for Dillan. He's Tetris ready now. He needs bars to come. Oh, no. That J piece. That's going to waste a couple of lines of pace here. Okay, Skims, Tetris, 773. Dillan. Left well Tetris for Sodium at 889. Dillan doing everything he can to try and keep it close, but Sodium ahead by 87,000 points and has lines in hand as well. If anyone should be sleeping, it's Primer. Yeah, true. There's a lot of people who, you know, kind of use this stuff to fall asleep to. I'm given to understand. So you know, we all can't sleep to help you guys get to sleep. I like that. All right, Sodium's got the max out. He's now at A48, 936 for Dillan. I just got to yell every once in a while. Oh my God, not while the players are playing. That would be terrible. Tetris Sodium B15 on 27. Dillan's got the max out. A39, he's got 9 lines to go. Sodium with 14 lines to go. Tetris Sodium B84. There's one Dillan A77. All right, Dillan setting up column 9. He knows the situation. He knows what he's got to do. Sodium's going to take maybe an awkward board into... Well, no, he's got to get it. All right, he's in. Sodium is in at C27. Dillan is in at B27. He's at level 30, and that's going to be a top out for Dillan at B30, but another 1.1 for Dillan, and Sodium is good in game number 3. He's going to take out Dillan in a sweep, but, you know, Dillan really always... Dillan... Thrillin' Dillan, because it's always a thrill to watch Dillan stack and play, and just huge pace games, and really just a pleasure to watch. So GG's to you, Dillan. Sorry it had to come to an end, of course, but that's kind of there's always a risk of that. So GG's to you, Dillan. GG's Sodium. All right, it's filling in very much. It's very satisfying to see those names start to fill in. And we just have 2 more needed on the right side. Hey everybody, this is your old pal Vandweller, host of Classic Tetris Monthly, and I'm asking you to do me a favor. If you like this video, hit thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like it, please subscribe and bang that notification bell. And follow us on Twitch at twitch.tv/monthlytetris. Thank you, and have a nice day.